Yo, freaking yo, what's going on, everybody? This is Go Deep episode 136. And 6 kind of rhymes with ya bitch. Kinda. But we are talking today with my homeboy, Lord Smarmy Pants, aka Paul. He haven't been on this show in a while, but he's on it today. We had a great talk. We pretty much talked about everything, kind of like another weekly wrap-up kind of show. And maybe that'll be what I titled it, Weekly Wrap-Up with Paul. You're going to like this show. Before we get into the show, though, you got to know, tomorrow, 2:14 p.m. your time, all around the world, local time, at 2:14 p.m., you should tweet, release a Snyder cut. You should put 2:14 somewhere in that tweet, but you can only have one hashtag to make it count, and that one hashtag has to be release the Snyder cut. Any other way, if you just want to put a picture of 2:14, just make it cool, but it has to count, and it has to be one hashtag, 2:14. I think y'all guys know how to do all that shit, but if you do 2 hashtags, it won't count with our release the Snyder cut shit. So, one hashtag, 2:14 p.m., your time, local time, and whatever it is, whether it's a picture of 2:14 or just some clever way of you saying 2:14, make the tweet happen. Tomorrow, Monday, local time, 2:14 p.m. Don't be whack. Don't be a bitch. Be somebody important, finally. Do something great for your life and your community. If you're listening to this, by the way, subscribe to my channel. A lot of y'all be listening but don't be subscribed. That's like coming to the club and not paying an entry fee. That's like going to the DJ requesting a song and not even giving a dap or shaking his hand after he plays it. Some of you guys are straight batis. Subscribe to the show so you be bati proof. Don't be like a 40 Club member that just listens to my shit just to see if we talked about them today. Be a Spartan. Or a Spartan in training. Not everybody can be Spartans. Be a Spartan in training. First level of Spartan in training, subscribe to my shit. Second level of Spartan in training, like and share. Third level of Spartan in training, hit the bell so you hear the next time a real Spartan talks. If you don't do any of those, you might as well consider yourself a 40 Club member. Yeah, bitch.
From the beginning, like go Forest. I make so much fucking money, yeah, they go Forest. These rims ain't for sale, bitch. This whip ain't for sale, bitch. And this Cuban ain't for sale, bitch. I've been on the fucking boat like a sail, bitch. 500 feet on the fucking water. 10 fucking carats for my baby daughter. You come through, boy, place an order. I got some niggas that'll meet you at the fucking border. Man, I'm bad boy. Yeah. I got my hoodie and my mask on. I got my gun and my blast on. Don't shoot, please. Can't breathe, officer. Don't shoot. Can't breathe. Yo, I'm just one of the 5. I'm just one with the vibes. Either niggas is jealous or they just want you to die. They don't want you to rise, they just want your demise. So I be crossing my T's and I be dotting my I's. You on the opposite side, shots gonna fly. That's the part about it, I can stay right up in Yonkers and hide. I keep a gun in the door, that's in all of the rides. Until my niggas come home, Free all of the guys, this shit is all a facade. Thought it was all a surprise. I heard all of the stories, seen all of the lies. Long as the work is official and the corner supplied. At the end of the day, niggas, we gonna survive. What? Don't shoot, please. Can't breathe, officer. Don't shoot. I got my hoodie and my mask on. Please, I got my gun and my blast on. Don't shoot, please. Can't breathe, officer. Don't shoot, don't shoot. Please, can't breathe. I'm just one of the five. I'm just one with the vibes. Can't figure it out, or they don't wanna decide. I'm in the gutter recline, might flood it with dimes. Since you ass, I'ma hit you with the butt of the 9. Bullets soaking in pine, let them open your spine. Use your brain a little, my nigga, open your mind. If you ain't in the circle, for a square I get you lined. I know niggas is telling, I don't care about the time. Yeah, I got weed on me. I don't care about the fine. From a hood where niggas don't give a fuck by design. Yeah, it's real life, it's not a rhyme. And remember, if you don't get caught, it's not a crime. Like man, I'm bad boy, I got my hoodie and my mask on. I got my gun and my blast on. Remember, can't breathe. Don't shoot, please. Can't breathe. I got my hoodie and my mask on. Man, I'm bad boy. I got my hoodie and my mask on. Don't shoot. I got my gun and my blast on. When they see me, I'm in Woody, I'm in mask on. And they cover up a bullet, I gon' fly back. When they see me, I'm in Woody, I'm in mask on. So you know we run the place down. I just me gun and me Woody, and me mask. Murder anybody, cemetery, white violator, and me never bury. Shut up.
Yeah, you echoing.
Okay.
All right, now you're back. You're perfect. You're perfect. Turn the camera off. I see you got your yarmulke on. I didn't know you were Jewish though.
Yeah.
Did you convert, or were you born into Judaism?
No, I wasn't born Jewish.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, that's cool. All those Jew jokes we used to make, and you just let them slide?
Oh, I love Jew jokes. Are you kidding? I love them.
You stupid, man.
I gotta send you some memes. I got some hilarious Jew memes.
Yeah, my last ex-girlfriend she was Jewish too. Let's see.
I feel like people, man, if they get like, you gotta be able to laugh at yourself. If you can't, you're a fucking moron.
Right, definitely. What episode is this? This is like Go Deep 137, I think. Let me figure it out first before I give you a proper introduction. Let's see. How's everything going with you though?
Man, pretty good now. So my girl's in gymnastics, so she's doing that once a week.
All right, that's cool.
Yeah, and I gotta go see my mom today. I mean, I hate her. I do not like her. So I'm trying.
You said you don't like your mom? Is that what you just said?
I mean, I've gotta be raised before I go over and see her, because I can't see her when I don't like her. So,
why?
I'm like Eminem. The way he feels about his mom is about the way I feel about mine.
Damn, you Midwestern white guys, yeah, all the same.
But I don't know. I don't like her. But I'm taking my daughter to go see her.
That's cool, man. That's cool. Let's see. All right, Go Deep episode 136. I got my boy Smarmy, Paul Lord Smarmy Pants on the line. What's going on, dog?
Hey, what's going on? Just getting ready for some good news to hit.
Mm. Hell yeah. So we got a Twitter event tomorrow.
Yeah. Everybody, 2:14 p.m.
Right.
at your local time, 2:14. You need to be tweeting about release the Snyder Cut wherever you are in the world.
Right. Damn right.
That's it.
Damn right. So what else is on your mind? What you been up to? It's been a while since you've been on the show, man.
Yeah, man, it's been a hot minute. I don't know. I figured we could just talk about what was going on in the movie. Dude, there's a lot of stuff people are missing.
Yeah, fill us in. Let's talk about it.
Okay, well, for one, everyone that is out there criticizing us because, oh, your tweeting doesn't do anything. It does no good. Blah, blah, blah. Even though we hit like 750,000 and we were in the billions.
Right.
For engagement reach, not engagement.
Right.
But what people don't realize about that weekend when Zach was tweeting Ben and Gal is that Disney was launching 2 or 3 things that they marketed heavily and paid a lot of money for. And Zack Snyder, with $0, destroyed everything that Disney had planned for that weekend, and he dominated the news headlines.
You're right, dog. I never even thought about it like that. And I was involved that Sunday, but I didn't think anything about Disney. What was going on with Disney that weekend?
I do believe that is the weekend that The Mandalorian released.
Right.
That Friday was the first Friday of The Mandalorian first episode. And Frozen 2
right.
came in theaters. And both of those things got completely pushed. And you would think something as big as Star Wars The Mandalorian, they were pushing it. It was all over social media, but Zach dominated the news against Frozen 2 and The Mandalorian. 2 quality products that are The Mandalorian, I think, is the best thing Disney's done for Star Wars since they've acquired it. And Frozen 2, another Disney thing. But he stomped them. He decimated them in the headlines. And it was for a movie that's never even been in theaters.
Right.
So,
right.
And people there's a lot of strategy going on. He proved that with no money, he could drown out all the haters and the news about other movies.
Exactly.
And he did. With no money.
Right. He stomped out everything. Even the Trump impeachment shit. We were number 1 over that.
Yeah. Yeah. And that's strategy. And the people that say we're not doing anything or tweeting doesn't work, well, the facts say different. Facts say otherwise.
Exactly.
I mean, hell, Twitter picked the last president of the United States. Twitter's not real life, but it's a great tool for those people that know how to use it. And let's be honest, Donald Trump knows how to use Twitter. Walked into the White House because of Twitter.
You're exactly right, man. You're exactly right. So let's talk about some of those people that's been talking shit lately, that's been saying that our shit isn't working or blah, blah, blah. What are they up to, in your opinion?
What's that?
I said, in your opinion, what are they up to? Because it seems like they just go away and then we get popping again and they pop right back up. What's their issue?
Honestly, well, if we're talking about the 40 Club, I guess their issue is that they're not relevant and they want to be relevant.
Right.
But there's some people that just come randomly out of nowhere, and I think it's just the same crowd of haters. Even if these people are like, oh, I love Zack Snyder, but I don't want to see the Snyder Cut of Justice League released. Or I do want to see it, but I don't like the people that are in the movement, so they shouldn't release it. Or some trash like this. It's kind of like a backhanded compliment. Like if I walk into a bar and I see a pretty girl wearing like a mini skirt and a tight t-shirt, and I walk over to her and say, hey, I bet you make daddy proud, and then walk away from her, that's a backhanded compliment.
Right.
There's some women with daddy issues that'll try and chase you down after that. Those are the stupid ones. And those are the ones we got to stop engaging with on Twitter.
Right. So who is who's this LaBoy dude? I keep hearing people talking about him, but I don't know much about him, so
I,
I can't
I
jump in it.
remember he is like the or a and official photographer for Vero.
Mm.
I don't know when that came about, probably in the last year or so, but he was like all big for Zack Snyder, and then some reason 6 months ago or something, like switched everything to his supporting Marvel.
Wow, really?
Yeah, dude. I was just like, okay. Because yeah, he's just I don't know. He's a hypocrite. He's just a photographer, but man, he just does not know how to conduct himself on social media.
Right, right,
Like the whole point of our movement is to artistic integrity. I'm like, I'm only here for Zach.
right,
I'm only here for Zack Snyder. I'm not here for any director or actor other than him.
right, right,
But these people, well, like Jason, what he did was he tagged Zach on Vero and said, "Don't put the black suit in. I hate the black suit. Put the blue suit. Keep the blue suit."
right,
After Zach already confirmed the whole Justice League movie.
right, right. That's what I was basically.
That's disrespectful. That's rude. That's the antithesis of what our movement is.
Right, right. That's what I was. That's why I'm asking, because it's like, all right, if the director, the leader of this big ass movement, says
Mm-hmm.
something, and then somebody goes behind him and say, "Don't do that." Like, who the hell is that guy? Like, who does he think he is? You know?
Right. Yeah, that's the other thing. Like that takes a lot of hubris.
Right,
And I think that what's going on with the 40 Club and all of them is they probably have the same connections or contacts.
right.
Or one of them has a connection and contact, and they're the ones that's it. And they have bad contacts, like bad info. They've been proven wrong so many times, time and time and time and time and time again. So I mean, it's like a coordinated, concerted effort for people that pretend to like Zack Snyder but really don't.
Man, that's perfectly said, bro.
Well, thank you.
So, on your little hiatus,
Actually, there was one more thing. That girl, I can't remember her name, but she started something trashing the people that support Zack Snyder
right? I remember.
and saying, "Yeah, it just happened today, I think." And I'm like, but she works. She's a writer for one of these comic book websites that does nothing but trash Zack Snyder, anyways. Like, we got. I don't know. I don't see how people don't like go and just click back and see where these people claim to work at, and then go read the typical article about Zack Snyder on that website. And you got to be like, well, this person obviously isn't a real fan and obviously doesn't care.
Right.
So, but I don't know. People don't do that research.
So tell me this, as a whole, from a bird's eye view, why does Zack Snyder get so much hate from these tabloids and these publications and shit?
So I think people hate looking in the mirror,
Mm,
and what happens is Zack Snyder has made a lot of very deep philosophical films that point fingers at individuals, certain societies, power structures that misuse and abuse people for their own gain.
right,
And people see themselves reflected in that, whether it's in the movie Sucker Punch or in Batman versus Superman or in Watchmen. And they don't like looking in the mirror because they're all a bunch of fucking horrible piece of shit human beings. And so they don't want to change their ways.
right,
So they project onto Zack Snyder because they don't like looking in the mirror and recognizing what a shit moral and ethical human being they are, instead of saying, you know what? Maybe I should change and be a better person.
right, right.
That's my take on it.
That's perfectly said, man. So I gotta ask you on your little hiatus, you disappear every now and then. Where the hell you be going, and what's going on in your mind when you take those breaks?
Oh man. I don't know. Sometimes I just gotta cut off the internet and just disappear for a while. Like, I don't know. I do have a forest preserve right around the corner from my house. Spend a lot of time there. Mostly I end up writing and reading, man. I'm a big bibliophile, and I've actually been thinking about starting a podcast.
Yeah, you
You know,
should.
talk to you about that offline.
Yeah.
So yeah, and I don't know, a whole lot of reading, meditating, contemplating.
Right,
Need to get back into writing, but because that's my passion.
right, Right.
But I had to write for years full time on trash I hated. So I don't ever want to write something I don't want to write again. So
Right.
I'm positioning myself financially where I could be able to write full time and just write whatever I wanted.
Right. Right.
So
Cool.
I'm trying to do that.
Did you see the new Star Wars movie yet?
I did.
What'd you think about
Should
it?
I put a spoiler warning? Or there's really here's my thing. I don't see them being much of a spoiler, or I don't see how you can ruin it. It was pretty formulaic, I guess. Star Wars formulaic. You kind of saw everything coming.
Okay.
Don't
Tell
get me
me
wrong.
about
It was like way better than the cinematic abortion that preceded it,
it.
and it was about just on par with Episode 7.
Mm.
It's not the best. It's not the worst. It's not, but the worst is in that trilogy. I think that Star Wars really, they should have waited and had a plan, because, that's what good storytellers do, is they make a plan.
Right.
And J.J. Abrams and Kathleen Kennedy never had a plan because they're idiots.
Yeah.
The #1 movie series of all time, Star Wars, changed cinematic history. For the first time, you had in modern film, you had classical music to like broaden and deepen the emotive response to the movie.
Right.
And then they had amazing special effects that were invented specifically for this movie by George Lucas's team.
Right.
Like, it changed the cultural landscape, the cinematic landscape, and then you put one hot turd and two mildly steamy turds on as the last trilogy for it. And even The Phantom Menace was better than Episode 8. I don't know, man.
Really?
But Episode 9's all right. It's good. I don't know. Do you want me to talk about it? Have you seen it?
I haven't seen it, but I don't care. I'm going to still go watch it.
Right.
You can talk about it.
I just want to say this. I called this shit when I still had a Facebook. On Facebook, when Episode 7 come out, she's a Palpatine. I said Rey was a Palpatine, and I was fucking right.
She's a Palpatine. Really?
Yeah, she's Palpatine's granddaughter.
What the fuck?
Yup.
So she's not a Kenobi?
No, she's not.
Did they even
Yeah.
talk about Kenobi?
No, he's never even brought up.
What the fuck?
Yeah.
Okay, so Palpatine, damn.
Yeah, Palpatine's granddaughter.
So she's a Sith or a Jedi?
Well, so Palpatine wants to kill her, basically, because she's like the greatest threat to him retaining power, or he wants her to kill him because it would then be her final step in descent into the dark side. So, I mean, at the end of the movie, she doesn't fall to the dark side, defeats the bad guys, and then she buries the lightsabers and changes their last name to Skywalker.
What the fuck?
It was actually pretty dope. Like,
all right.
I make it weird, but like because she goes back to where Luke grew up, the moisture farm, the Lars moisture farm on Tatooine.
Right.
And like she buries the lightsabers there. Kylo Ren's dead. Half the people are dead. The Emperor's dead. The Resistance wins. But she just leaves, buries the lightsabers, and the neighbor's like, "Oh, who are you?" She's like, "I'm Rey." "Well, what's your family name?" And this was like right after the revelation that she was a Palpatine and then killed the Emperor and all this other stuff. And she's like, "Skywalker." And that was the last line of the movie. And it ends. And it was actually pretty like artistically or artfully done. And it was pretty neat. But again, you saw everything coming in the movie.
Right. Does Luke show back up?
Yeah, he does as a Force ghost.
Huh. Oh,
So,
okay.
and the thing is, like, man, it's the real Luke Skywalker from episodes. Like, God, Episode 8 was so horrible.
Oh, damn. Okay. Well, I'm going to still go watch it. So, why don't you think?
No, Episode 9 was decent. The new one's decent. I just meant the last one was horrible.
Right. Why didn't they mention any, what's his name? Oh, shit. Obi-Wan Kenobi. Why didn't they mention him at all?
I don't know. He's just never brought up. Yeah. No, he's not involved in it at all. Lando's kind of back to get like he's I don't know, he's there. Lando's there so everyone can see him a couple times. Um,
So what's the
I don't
next?
know.
What's the
It was
next
kind of
trilogy they're planning?
what's the best trilogy?
No, the next trilogy that they're planning. What's the next
Oh,
storyline?
I don't know. I don't personally care because like again, I think the original trilogy was best. The Empire Strikes Back was the best of that.
Yeah.
And ultimately, and this is something I always point out to people, and people talk about how much of a brilliant genius and a fucking phenomenal visionary George Lucas was. No, that dude's a schmuck piece of shit. Let me tell you why episode 4, episode 5, and episode 6 did so well. It's because of one person, and her name is Marsha Lucas. Because every time George had a really shitty idea, when Harrison Ford would say, we can't do that, and Mark Hamill would say, we can't do that, and Carrie Fisher and all these other people, he would say, no, we're doing it. His wife would pull him aside and say, that's stupid. You're not doing that.
Right.
While they were shooting the film, she rewrote the Death Star trench scene. She refilmed it. She rewrote the entire ending. She edited all of it. She got an Oscar for her editing. She did episode 5 with The Empire Strikes Back. She did Return of the Jedi. And then the next year, she divorced George Lucas. So
Damn.
he cut her out of the Star Wars, cut her name from it, let people didn't give her any of the credit that she rightfully deserved. And then when he tried to do the prequels in the 99 through 2005
Right.
or whatever, he asked her to come back and she said, fuck no. And you saw how the Phantom Menace got, man. It was horrible. Because I think George Lucas had a great concept at first with episode 1. And you can kind of get where he was going at if you look at behind the scenes stuff. And George Lucas literally says for episode 1, Jar Jar's the key. He's the key to all of this. Because the original plan was to make him a Sith Lord. He was going to be the dark side version of Yoda, but he was playing an idiot.
Oh,
and
wow.
he was the secret. Yeah, that was the original thing.
Wow.
He was going to be the Sith Lord that taught Palpatine.
Wow.
And that would have been fucking awesome.
Right. Damn, I didn't know that.
Yeah, that was the original plan, but then it got changed because everybody hated Jar Jar because he made it too stupid.
Right. So he was just playing around. He was supposed to be playing like an idiot.
Yeah, he was playing the idiot because he was supposed to be the Dark Lord of the Sith that trained Palpatine. Kind of how Yoda was the Jedi that trains. Yeah. So he was that was how George was going for it because he wanted the greater Dark Lord of the Sith to battle Yoda, which would have been Jar Jar, and then Palpatine to go against I don't know who, Kenobi or whatever. But I mean, that was the way it worked out was Yoda versus Jar Jar eventually because they would have represented the ultimate light and the ultimate dark.
Damn. That's crazy. So,
and it would have been dope. Yeah, it would have been dope if he hadn't made Jar Jar so stupid. I think he took it to an extreme. But yeah, and that's the thing. George Lucas, he's got some great, and there's a great movie in there. There's a really great philosophical movie in there that makes Anakin Skywalker, even as Darth Vader, still the good guy. Because he was born into slavery. He's a slave. He's 9 years old when they find him.
Yep.
They take him out of slavery and put him into a different version of slavery. Because these children who in the Jedi Temple are taken from their families as newborns.
Damn.
And raised in the Jedi Temple, raised in Coruscant without parents, without a loving environment, blah, blah, blah. You got whatever. You're taking care of food, drink, you got your friends or whatever, but you don't have a family.
Right.
And I'm sorry, but that sounds evil to me. You're going around the galaxy and taking people's kids and then forcing them to join the Jedi Order?
He ends up killing all those kids, didn't he?
Yes, he does. But at least that would have been, and I think it would have been more cogent if that's the reason he would have turned, where he sees it as, this is why I see the Jedi are evil. They force their way upon the galaxy, and then they recruit these young children. They don't even recruit them. They force them into the Jedi way.
Yeah, I never even thought about it like that. I never even thought about it like that.
Yeah, it's child indoctrination. It's no different than Coney 2012, baby. putting the infant back in infantry.
You're fucking retarded, dog. What you think
I'm
about
not
you?
wrong.
I
I'm not
know, I
wrong.
know, I know. You're right, but the way you think about it is just like, damn. I never even put my mind around something like that. They were kidnapping kids, but I never even thought about it like that.
I know, and because George Lucas kind of just skirted around it. I'm like, man, if you would have made that the main focal point, you would have made Anakin Skywalker actually a great character.
He was
Instead, it was more mediocre because he was just a whiny little bitch.
right. He was still my favorite out of all of them, though. I think
Oh,
Darth Vader was
absolutely.
my favorite.
Uh, Hayden
Anakin,
Christensen
yeah,
is a phenomenal actor.
right.
He didn't have a great director. George Lucas, I'm looking at you.
Damn. So
Yeah.
what's up with JJ? He's on our side now. What do you think he got planned for a DCEU?
Man, I don't know. I'll tell you one thing. JJ is not touching Superman. There's no way that shit is controversial as fuck, and he's gonna stay away from it.
Right.
Um, I'm not sure. I'm pretty sure he's gonna come out and support it, or at least because he knows what happened. He
Mm-hmm.
knows what happened with Zach and company with Joss Whedon and Jeff Johns spreading rumors about him and trash because the screenwriter for Rise of Skywalker was Chris Terrio.
Right. Right.
I'm
Yeah.
pretty sure JJ's gonna do something to at least. I mean, I'm sure he's on our side. I'm sure he's gonna support it. I don't know how far it'll go from after that. I don't know how he's that powerful in Hollywood with his 500 million or whatever huge deal he did. Like
Yep.
it doesn't make sense to me because they're not great movies. They're just you just redo the same shit. That's all he's doing.
Right.
I don't know, but he does apparently have a lot of power.
Yeah.
I'm not sure. I don't think an announcement is coming for this officially for like the just Zack Snyder's Justice League until next month. I could be wrong. You got better sources than me. My sources all dried up.
Shit, we
I
got
don't
the
have a
same
source.
sources. We're both Spartans, so I'm sure our sources are the same.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah. So I don't know what's gonna happen, but I'm really looking forward to it. There's still a slot opening in April, I think,
Right.
for a WB product that hasn't been filled, which originally was a different DC project. I don't know. So maybe we'll have Zach there, maybe we won't, but I definitely think that it's coming. I
Right.
mean, that's beyond any doubt at this point. They know they've got a cash cow on their hands. If they don't do a theatrical release, it'll be really, really foolish because the film's already done. It's called Zack Snyder's Justice League, not Justice League.
Right.
And so it's going to be a completely different titled movie, which gives the studio the ability to go out and put it out again.
Right.
I don't know. They're throwing away a lot of money if they do a stupid streaming thing because I don't know. I've heard that that's the way it's going to come out first. It'll be available on streaming first, and then 2 to 4 months down the road, it'll be available on Blu-ray.
Right. 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 So let me ask you about William he did that thing where they flew the banner to Ann Sarnoff.
Yes.
And Zach said that he was watching it when it was going by, or did he mean that he was watching Will's video? What did he? Because he replied on there, he said, "I'm watching this now." Was he watching the plane fly by, or was he watching Will's video?
Well, I don't know. We should ask Zach. We should get him on here, man.
Yeah,
Have a round table with Zach.
shit, make the call. You're Jewish. Y'all get everything done.
I'll see what I can do. See what I can do.
So what do you think? Do you think he was at the studio?
I don't know. I can hope. I mean, I know he was there a couple weeks ago or a few weeks ago or some trash like that when he showed the footage to the executives.
Right, right.
But I mean, if he was there, he's there doing work because he don't live close to the WB lot.
Right, right, exactly. So what about the Percival picture? What did you take from that?
I'm gonna take the I need people smarter than me to break that one down.
Good answer. Good
There
answer.
we go.
Yep. So let's say what do you think about the Wonder Woman coming out? No, quick question.
Yeah,
Why was what's the director for Wonder Woman? What's her name again?
Patty
Yeah,
Jenkins.
why was Patty Jenkins staring at Gal Gadot like that on that interview?
Oh man, come on! Everybody can't see it. Look at and Vinaldo said this stuff a while back too. Look at the directors in the DCEU that remain now today from when they all started under Zack Snyder. Only 2 directors are still in the DC.
Right,
All the rest of them got angry and left, quit
right,
all their projects.
right, right,
Because Jeff Johns and Joss Whedon were in charge, and
right,
they wanted to completely change everything, and the other directors weren't on board for it. But Patty Jenkins was, and
right,
so was James Wan. They both Johnsed up their movies, made them all kid flicks instead of what the DCEU was supposed to be about.
right,
They got Jeff Johns on board. They got behind the Jeff Johns vision. Patty Jenkins and
right,
Jeff Johns
right.
screenplay and the story for a new movie. It's gonna blow. I'm not gonna go watch it. Like, oh, we want a less aggressive Wonder Woman. Here's one. Don't make the film. Then she's not aggressive at all. Like
Right,
you can tell superhero can't be aggressive.
right, right. You know what's funny? My sister said this, and Koj brought it up. He was like, isn't that, like counterintuitive when you take away her weapons and say she needs to be less aggressive? But that's basically like you're taking the power out of the woman's hands. That's not woman empowering.
Absolutely.
Right,
Like it blows my mind. The it's the antithesis of empowering a woman,
correct,
especially one woman.
correct, correct. You're taking the
And
sword away from her. It's
and
like
these
you
SJWs are parading it as a victory because it's I don't know what it's a victory for. Certainly not for the warrior ethos, the warrior spirit, which is what Wonder Woman embodied. She's an Amazonian.
right,
She's a warrior. She
right,
goes to war. People die in war.
right,
Like this is a fact of life that we've known for 10,000 years.
right, right,
Practice this for 10,000 years. People can try and pretend that they're above it, that they're better than that. But I'm going to tell you, when the shit hits the fan, when push comes to shove, you're either going to kill somebody else or you're going to be killed. Because societies don't last forever, empires don't last forever. They
right,
rise and fall, and you see civil wars happening today. You
right.
see, I don't know, you see these authoritarian governments cracking down on protesters, and you know what? There's nothing the protesters can do about it because they don't like guns.
Right.
But the same people getting killed by all the cops with guns want only cops to have guns. Are you
Right.
fucking high? I'm telling you, every minority in the United States should arm themselves.
You don't sound too Jewish right now, young man.
Bro, the NRA is pretty popular at my synagogue. I'll say that.
I'm just fucking with you, man. So, Tip, it kind of broke up. What is Jeff Johns doing in Wonder Woman? What's his title?
Hold on, let me pull it up again. I'm pretty sure he co-wrote the story and the screenplay
Fuck.
with Patty Jenkins.
Damn.
Let me verify that real quick while I'm
All right. Patty kind of pissed me off with that shit, man. When she was just staring Gal Gadot, when she was staring her down like that, I was like,
yeah. She chose.
he broke
So
up.
every time Patty credit to Zack Snyder that he duly deserves, was crapping all over the narrative that her and Jeff Johns won.
Right. Right. I think Zack Snyder.
Man, that was funny though. I made a meme out of it. Howdy, Patty.
I think Zack Snyder would do a better job with Wonder Woman than Patty Jenkins would do.
Yeah. So screenplay by Patty Jenkins, Jeff Johns, and David Callahan.
God
Story
damn.
by Patty Jenkins, Jeff Johns.
God damn. This shit gonna suck.
It is. It's gonna blow ass. It's gonna be so horrible. and it deserves to be. It deserves to be. Like, oh man, you can't. That's not my Wonder Woman.
Right. So tell me this: why did Henry Cavill say his shit about his mustache the other day when they asked him about last Sunday? Well, a few Sundays ago.
I think he was trying to make like deflect and use that as a joking point, but he's not very good at deflecting with a joke.
Mm-hmm.
So it was a failed attempt. I think that's what it was, because I think he still doesn't want to talk about it.
Right.
And I'm not sure if he's on Team Jeff Johns or not, but I'm leaning that he is, because him and Joss Whedon love each other.
Yeah?
Oh yeah, there's a bromance there, dude. Joss Whedon does nothing but trash Zack Snyder and talk great about him.
Right. Oh wow.
So,
oh wow. I didn't know that.
yeah, and Joss Whedon isn't a great dude either.
Right.
So
Damn. So let's see. What else can I talk to you? Oh, you see, Epstein got off. He paid that bitch 25 million. Well, that woman 25 million. Not Epstein. I mean Weinstein.
Weinstein, okay. I was
Yeah.
like, dude, Epstein, of course he got off.
Yeah. No, I mean Weinstein. I'll edit that part out.
Damn. Hey man, that just goes to show you. You're rich, you're above the law.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah.
That's a fact. People don't want to accept it, but man, there's two different Americas. There's America, the top 20%, the bourgeoisie, and then the bottom 80%, the working class.
Yep. You're exactly right.
Yeah. And that's the thing. People that live in that bourgeois society where they're making six figures and stuff, they don't realize, like, dude, the average person in my county makes $22,000 a year before taxes.
God damn.
Yeah. So
that's
the bottom 80% of America right there. That's where the majority of Americans are. That's why they're not involved in anything socially, because one, they're working like 70 hours a week, and two, no one gives a shit about them.
I thought you were gonna move out of the Midwest. Didn't you want to come somewhere else?
Yeah. Let me get my finances in order.
Yeah, I feel you.
I'm working on it.
You just gotta ask. I said you just gotta ask the synagogue for a donation.
There we go.
So what else is on your mind, man? I think we hit every question and you just obliterated them, and we're only like 35 minutes. So
that's funny. We are going through.
Yeah, you flying through this shit, man.
That's funny. I don't know. I didn't have anything particular. Hold on. Let me see if I have something here. I don't know.
All right. You should do a podcast, definitely.
Yeah? Yeah, I'm thinking about doing it. I was thinking about calling it the Spartan Social Hour.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, to that, I want to talk about, because I'm a bibliophile, I want to talk about books, maybe some of the crap going on in society, a little bit of trash talking, because that's me. Yeah, books. And maybe Zack Snyder. I'm not a big movie guy, but Zack Snyder.
Shit, you're a huge movie guy. I can't tell. Zack Snyder is the man, dog. I can't wait for him to come back. I mean, I'm not really interested in seeing no movie. I know my daughter's gonna want to see Wonder Woman, but you know, I'm kind of waiting to just, if Zack Snyder comes back, then I'll be more interested. But until then, I'm kind of like, whatever. No,
like I said, I'm boycotting Warner Brothers. I'm not going to buy anything from them until the Snyder Cut gets released. Just not going to happen.
What about Birds of Prey?
Absolutely watch whatever product WB puts out in the highest quality that I can rip it off the internet possible. I promise that. But if you look at the Snyder Cut, I'll give you some cash.
Right. What about Birds of Prey? You know, Jared Leto's supposed to be back in that.
Is he really?
Yeah. They said Joker makes an appearance.
I mean, I still feel like it's going to be a pile of hot garbage. Because, like, nothing has continuity anymore. It's all Elseworlds, which is kind of stupid to me. Oh, dude. Jeff Johns just ripped apart all of Zach's ideas. The CW. Let's talk about that.
Oh, yeah. Definitely. Let's talk about the CW. Hit
Oh
it.
my gosh. That Christ, here's the thing. I didn't watch it. I refuse to watch anything in the Berlantiverse. I hate Greg Berlanti. He's one of the worst executive producers in the history of modern television. He's the one that ran the CW DC crap.
Right. You
So I
know,
haven't actually seen it.
it always seemed like there was a beef between the CW and the DCEU for some reason, because it
There
was
was.
like,
Because Greg Berlanti is Jeff Johns, one of his best friends.
ah. So when we were all waiting to see the black suit, right? Remember the CW put out some black suit pictures first?
Yeah, that's it. Because they put up the black suit pictures of Tyler Hoechlin, whatever.
Right.
And one, it looks like garbage.
It does.
It looked like a flappy suit he was wearing. It's like, bro, do you even lift? Come on, like they should have at least tailored a suit to him. Like he's wearing a fucking pajama suit. What are you guys doing? And then they like we know the black suit Superman is in Justice League.
Right.
And then they did the Crisis on Infinite Earths or whatever.
Right.
Like the multiverse idea, which is probably what Zach was going for, because at the end of his 5-story arc was going to be where it could launch off.
Right. Definitely.
Because he had never wanted to do the whole universe in the first place.
Right. Correct. That's what it seems like. It seems like the CW is trying to beat Zack Snyder to all of his ideas.
Yeah, they're trying to beat him to the punch. And again, I think it's obvious to me because like Jeff Johns knew everything that Zach was planning, and he was the mole that was leaking stuff to Feige.
Right.
And Berlanti's his best friend, so after they pushed Snyder out, they just started doing all this so that then either A, Zach couldn't use it, or B, they could claim Zach's a copycat.
Right. And it looks so shitty. Like you said.
It looks like garbage.
It does. It looks like cosplay of the real thing, you know?
Yeah, it's so bad. And then the dialogue. The dialogue on CW is horrendous. I just can't even. I can deal with and that's the other thing. I can deal with not great special effects.
Right.
But I can't deal with with horrible special effects, bad writing, and bad acting. You get all those three and you've got the Berlantiverse. And it's just awful. And it's unacceptable too, because you can make really good special effects on TV shows these days.
Right.
On a low budget.
Right.
And did it.
Right.
What is it called? The Boys or something like that?
Yeah.
Yeah, it looks phenomenal. And they did it on a TV budget.
Yeah, you're right.
No excuse.
Right.
I've seen stuff put on YouTube that people put up for free that has better special effects than the crap you see on CW.
Right.
No.
I wonder like who watches this shit? Like, where are these people from that actually watch the CW and think it is the good shit, you know?
I know some of my family do, and it boggles my mind because I'm like, you're better than this. You're better than this. Please, you're better than this. But no.
You are.
Yeah, it's because it's not deep, it's not emotive, it's not philosophical, it's forced.
Right.
There's no natural progression of the characters. It's these same shit issues that pop up here and there, and they always push these social agendas, social issues, which don't get me wrong, comics have always done.
Right.
But comics have done it in an elegant way, whereas CW does it in Greg Berlanti's way, which is really, really shitty.
Right.
I just blame Greg Berlanti for everything on CW. And unfortunately, even after he left, it still keeps his signature on it because he got a sole deal of doing a WB Netflix thing.
Right. You're funny as fuck, man. You need to be talking more often out in public.
What's that?
I said you need to be talking more often. Like you need to be on these podcasts a lot more than you are.
I'll definitely consider it, man. My schedule's getting better and I'd like to.
You're funny as shit.
Movement. I like the heart. Like you're the heart and soul of the movement. Like you're the mouthpiece of the movement. You make shit happen.
Man, I appreciate it.
I mean, you're not the guy in the door, but like, dude, you as an amazing group of like leaders of the movement.
Damn.
You got heart and passion, and you're good at what you do. You are one of the only podcasts I actually listen to. And like, I love what you're doing for the movement.
Thanks, man. Appreciate it. Now I'm gonna really get you back on the show because you make me sound good, bro.
But it's true though. Like, and I said that a year and a half, 2 years ago.
Yeah. Yeah, you've been cool.
First met you, and you were saying, I was like, this guy, you, yeah, man, I'm glad you're
I appreciate
taking
that,
off and
dog.
doing this shit.
I appreciate
We
it.
do real well at it.
Definitely appreciate that. But let's see. So now we're about 45 minutes. So give some shout outs. Let everybody know what show some love to whoever you want to talk to, and say something to Zach also.
All right. All my Snyder Spartans, y'all, 30, 35, 40 of y'all. I got nothing but love for you. Dr. Manhattan specifically, you make me laugh. Always have, always will. I'm so glad you're on Vero and connected with Zach now. The Snyder Amazons episode, but I liked it. And you guys, you gals are killing it. Yeah, and Zack Snyder, but you're a hero of mine, transformative, and it literally helped save my life before I could and get the help that I needed. And I will always be forever indebted to you for that, and appreciative of your art.
Hell yeah. Hold on. We're gonna talk about that because you said you were in some dark times one time, right?
Yeah.
Yeah? You want to speak on it or no? You said Zack Snyder kind of helped you out of it?
Yeah, absolutely. So in 2016, I had some rough times going through. I had gotten out of the Marine Corps after active duty at the end of 2013. In addition to all my physical injuries, which really suck, but and I just deal with it. I have PTSD, pretty severe depression and anxiety. And it came and hit a head. Started drinking a whole lot more and was pretty suicidal. And then I got the Batman vs. Superman on digital download, seeing it in theaters. My wife told me I did. I don't remember that. I honestly don't. Maybe that's how bad a time I was having. But I remember watching that movie and drank a lot of whiskey, but it resonated with me. I saw myself for the first time and only time ever, really, like a deep version of myself reflected in that Bruce Wayne. Like, he's a veteran. He's a 20-year Batman. He's killed people.
Right.
And he's this dude that drinks and sleeps around. I knew the aura the moment I saw it. I didn't need it described to me. I felt it. And he was the bad guy. He was killing people the whole movie. And he went on a suicide mission to go after an indestructible alien. Right. He either wanted to die or wanted it to be his last mission. Like, he didn't care about living anymore. You could tell it. You could feel it. And that's how I felt for a long time. I drank myself. And, I have guns. I almost ate a bullet more than once.
Damn.
And watching that movie, I could just drink or just sit there and watch that movie on repeat over and over. And I felt that catharsis, the purging of emotions, watching it. Seeing this bad guy, this killer,
right,
go through the movie with the terrible hope. And then at the end of the movie, he's just got a mission. And he's the one that's telling people, that's talking to Wonder Woman, who walked away from humanity because humanity is not great, not deserving, not worthy, which is really how I felt, especially at that time, coming back from multiple combat deployments. And that guy starts to be the one that says, men are still good. We betray, we kill one another, but we can do better. We must. That's deep. It really struck with me. And after about 6 months, my family checked me into the hospital. and I got put in rehab, and it's been a struggle, but my life is a million times better, and I wouldn't trade where I am now for anything in the world.
Damn, bro. That's dope. And you said Zack Snyder's movie helped you through that shit?
Absolutely, man. I don't know why. It's about like I never looked at movies as art before, just as entertainment. And I don't know, like that movie resonated with me in so many ways. It's even some of the just simple, small cutscenes. One, I saw one with him, the one where Superman is on the balcony after Lois is trying to call him the explosion in DC, and he says, "Couldn't see it. I'm afraid I couldn't see it because I wasn't looking."
Right.
That phrase for me, especially, like I can't tell you. I've said that once. I can't tell you how many times some of my buddies said that because, like, keeping a lookout for IEDs and stuff in Iraq. We lost guys to that.
Right.
And so it was a moment, like, I didn't really feel super connected to Superman's character in this movie because I felt like I was Bruce Wayne, that struggle.
Right.
But that moment, that scene was incredibly powerful for me. So it's the first time I've experienced a movie as art. And like Zack Snyder says, powerful art can heal,
Right.
create change, and bring awareness.
Damn, bro. That was deep.
Yeah, Batman versus Superman legitimately and literally saved my life.
Damn.
Thankful for that film, and it is my number one film of all time.
Yep. I think it's my number one film too. Out of every movie, I would rather watch that first.
Absolutely. I just so often my family makes jokes about it, but I get made fun of, and I don't care. I love it. I'm okay with being the Batman versus Superman nerd.
Right. Well, your family likes CW, so it's not that much. They can't talk
I
that
mean,
much shit.
some of us accept at our comic book awesomeness, and some of us don't.
Right. You're funny. You're funny, dog. Well, I appreciate this interview. We probably about like 50 minutes right now, so I'm gonna start editing so we can put some out today. Tomorrow we got a lot of tweeting to do.
Hell yeah, I'll be there 2:14
All right.
p.m. Don't forget.
Hell yeah.
Snyder,
what? Say that again?
my fellow Snyder cultists.
Yeah, that's what they call us, the Snyder cult. Yo, real quick, I saw you do something for Subway this morning. What was that?
Oh yeah, I got the Release the Snyder Cut hat, and I took it with me on the Subway. I get Subway a little more often now, so
right.
Release the Snyder Cut.
Hell yeah. Did Koj send you one?
I don't know. I ordered this.
Oh, hell yeah. Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that's dope. That is dope. Well, I appreciate you giving me this interview. Like I said, I will be editing for the next hour and a half, and then I'll probably have it up sometime today.
Right. Sounds good, brother. I appreciate it. Thanks for having me on.
Ain't no problem, man. Love you, Paul.
You too.
Peace.
Peace.